19. Black actors that vanished from the spotlight after one hit role. What happens when a black actor becomes an overnight sensation with one role only to vanish from Hollywood just as quickly? From iconic characters to shocking disappearances, these actors went from being household names to almost forgotten figures. Did fame consume them, or did the industry's harsh realities push them out of the spotlight? In today's video, we dive deep into the stories of stars like Jaleel White, Gary Coleman, and others whose careers took unexpected turns. Don't miss this eye-opening journey. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence for more. Jaleel White. Jaleel White became a household name thanks to his portrayal of Steve Urkel, the geeky yet lovable character on the hit sitcom Family Matters 1989 to 1998. Originally introduced as a one-off character, Urkel quickly became the breakout star of the show, surpassing even the main characters in popularity. White's commitment to the role, complete with the high-pitched voice, suspenders, and catchphrase, "Did I do that?" made Urkel a cultural icon and a symbol of the 90s. His character's antics, charm, and quirky personality captured the hearts of millions, and the show's success made Jaleel White one of the most recognized TV stars of the era. However, despite his fame, White found it challenging to escape the shadow of Urkel. After Family Matters ended in 1998, Jaleel struggled to land substantial acting roles. The industry typecast him with casting directors unable to see him as anything but the goofy, awkward character he had portrayed for nearly a decade. This made it difficult for White to transition into more mature or serious roles in Hollywood. While he occasionally appeared in guest spots on popular TV shows like House and Psych, these roles never matched the level of fame he had achieved as Urkel. In the early 2000s, Jaleel White turned to voice acting, providing the voice for Sonic the Hedgehog in various animated series. While this allowed him to stay active in the industry, it still didn't offer the same kind of visibility as his iconic role. In addition to voice work, White dabbled in reality TV, making an appearance on Dancing with the Stars, where he showcased his dance skills. Over time, Jaleel has embraced his connection to Urkel, acknowledging both the highs and lows of being forever linked to such a recognizable character. He even launched his own brand, Purple Urkel, a playful nod to the character's legacy. Despite the challenges, White continues to maintain a presence in entertainment, and his story serves as a testament to the complexities of fame and identity in Hollywood. Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman is perhaps best remembered for his breakout role as Arnold Jackson, the charming and witty child star on the hit TV series Different Strokes, 1978 to 1986. His catchphrase, "What you talking about?" Willis became iconic, and he became one of the most recognized child actors of the 1980s. His portrayal of Arnold, the youngest member of a blended family, captured the hearts of millions, and Coleman's adorable smile and sharp comebacks made him a television sensation. At the peak of his fame, Gary was one of the highest-paid child actors in television history, earning a reported $100,000 per episode at just 10 years old. However, the bright lights of fame quickly began to fade. Gary's success on Different Strokes didn't translate into a lasting career. As he grew older, his childlike appearance, caused by a medical condition called nephritis, which affected his kidney function and stunted his growth, became a hurdle in his attempt to secure more adult roles. Casting directors continued to view him as the same adorable child star, making it difficult for him to transition into more mature roles. Gary's life off-screen was filled with turmoil. His parents, who had managed his career and finances, were later embroiled in a legal battle with Gary over the mishandling of his money. This led to Gary filing for bankruptcy in 1999. Financial troubles, legal battles, and personal issues began to dominate his life, and his acting career hit a significant downturn. He struggled with various jobs, including working as a security guard, far removed from his former life of fame. Gary's final years were marked by legal issues and personal struggles, including a short temper that led to multiple run-ins with the law. In 2010, Gary passed away at the age of 42 due to a brain hemorrhage. His tragic decline from childhood stardom to financial ruin and personal hardship is a sobering reminder of the fleeting nature of fame and the challenges child stars often face once the cameras stop rolling. Despite the difficulties, Gary's legacy as one of the most beloved child stars of his era lives on, particularly through the iconic character of Arnold Jackson. Emmanuel Lewis. Emmanuel Lewis, best known for his portrayal of Webster Long on the 80s hit sitcom Webster 1983 to 1989, was a child star whose career struggled to take off once he outgrew his role. At just 12 years old, Emmanuel, who stood at only 3 feet 8 inches tall, won the hearts of audiences as Webster, an orphan adopted by a wealthy couple. His small size, big smile, and wholesome charm made him an endearing figure on television. The show was a success, and Emmanuel quickly became a beloved household name. However, as Emmanuel grew older, his unique physical characteristics, which had made him stand out as a child, became a limiting factor in his acting career. His stature and youthful appearance made it difficult for casting directors to envision him in more grown-up roles, and he became typecast as the lovable little boy Webster. Despite his best efforts to land new roles in both television and film, he found little success beyond his iconic role. Emmanuel tried to branch out, attending Clark Atlanta University, where he studied theater. While he remained active in the entertainment world, appearing in occasional cameos and interviews, he never regained the level of fame he had achieved as Webster. Instead, he gradually retreated from the limelight and focused on business ventures and charity work. Emmanuel also spent time working on projects related to music and entertainment, but his career trajectory never fully matched the heights of his early success. Emmanuel Lewis's story is one of a child star who transitioned out of Hollywood into a quieter, more private life, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most recognizable figures of 1980s television. Jimmy J.J. Walker. Jimmy J.J. Walker became one of the most beloved and instantly recognizable characters of the 1970s, thanks to his role as J.J. Evans on the groundbreaking sitcom Good Times, 1974 to 1979. His catchphrase, "Dynamite," became a cultural phenomenon, and he quickly became the face of the show. Jimmy's character was the epitome of the goofy, energetic, and optimistic young man, and his unique style and humor won over millions of fans. The success of Good Times made Jimmy a superstar, and for a time, he was one of the most in-demand TV actors. However, after the show ended in 1979, Jimmy found it difficult to escape the confines of his role as J.J. Evans. The character's larger-than-life personality and the association with the catchphrase made it hard for Jimmy to be taken seriously in Hollywood. His attempts to find success in other roles were largely unsuccessful. As time went on, casting directors struggled to envision Jimmy in anything other than the character he had portrayed for 5 years. This typecasting became a significant hurdle in his career. Instead of fighting to stay in the spotlight, Jimmy turned to stand-up comedy, where he found a second wave of success. While he wasn't landing big TV or movie roles, he toured the country doing comedy shows and made sporadic appearances on game shows and television specials. He did find some success with guest spots on various TV series, and even appeared on Dancing with the Stars in 2011, but none of these roles matched the fame he had in the 1970s. Despite his struggles to find lasting fame outside of Good Times, Jimmy has embraced his legacy. He continues to perform stand-up and remains a beloved figure in pop culture, frequently drawing from his iconic Good Times days. Though his career may not have reached the heights many expected, Jimmy's resilience and willingness to entertain in his own way has kept him relevant in the hearts of fans. His story is one of success followed by struggle, but it also highlights the challenges of maintaining a career when a single character becomes both a blessing and a curse. Lisa Bonet. Lisa Bonet, the actress who made an indelible mark as Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show, 1984 to 1992, quickly became a cultural icon with her portrayal of the unconventional bohemian daughter of the Huxtable family. Denise was unlike other characters on television, known for her carefree, artsy style and her unique, free-spirited personality. Lisa's portrayal of Denise earned her widespread recognition and made her a fashion and cultural symbol of the 80s. Her role in The Cosby Show was so beloved that she was given her own spin-off, A Different World. 1987 to 1993, which focused on her character's college experience and was considered groundbreaking in its portrayal of black college life. Despite her immense popularity, Lisa Bonet began to distance herself from Hollywood. While her co-stars from The Cosby Show pursued high-profile careers, Bonet found herself dissatisfied with the roles Hollywood was offering her. She expressed feeling limited by the stereotypes and lack of authenticity in the parts she was offered. Rather than continue chasing fame, Lisa chose to step away from the limelight. Her personal life also played a major role in her decision to leave Hollywood. In 1987, she married musician Lenny Kravitz, and the couple had a daughter, Zoe Kravitz, who would later become an actress. After their separation, Lisa found love again with actor Jason Momoa, and the couple went on to have 2 children. Lisa's career post-Cosby Show consisted of sporadic roles in films such as Enemy of the State 1998 and High Fidelity 2000, but she never returned to the constant media attention she once had. Instead, she focused on family life, raising her children away from the spotlight and participating in personal projects that brought her joy. Lisa Bonet remains one of Hollywood's most unique and influential figures, remembered not just for her talent but for her decision to live authentically on her own terms. Keshia Knight Pulliam. Keshia Knight. Pulliam's breakthrough role as Rudy Huxtable, the youngest daughter on The Cosby Show, 1984 to 1992, made her a household name. Her portrayal of the sweet, adorable, and intelligent little sister captured the hearts of millions. Keshia was just 6 years old when she began playing Rudy, and her performance was so endearing that she earned an Emmy nomination, making her one of the youngest nominees in television history. Throughout the show's run, Keshia's charm and relatability made her a favorite among audiences, and she became one of the most beloved child stars of the 80s. However, after The Cosby Show ended in 1992, Keshia Knight Pulliam faced a difficult decision. While many child stars continued to pursue acting careers, Keshia chose to take a step back from the industry. She made the rare decision to focus on her education and live a more normal life, prioritizing personal growth over fame. Keshia enrolled at Spelman College, a historically black women's college in Atlanta, and graduated with a degree in sociology. Her choice to attend college and not pursue acting full-time was a rare one among child stars, but it spoke to her desire for a fulfilling life outside of Hollywood. Although Keshia did return to acting in later years, she intentionally kept a low profile and opted for roles that were meaningful rather than aiming for fame. She appeared in TV shows such as House of Pain 2007 to 2012, which gave her steady work but did not thrust her back into the limelight. In addition to acting, Keshia became a philanthropist, engaging in various charity projects and focusing on family life. In 2016, she married former NFL player Ed Hartwell, and they had a daughter together. Keshia's decision to focus on family education and business ventures over Hollywood fame shows her commitment to living a balanced and meaningful life. Today, she remains an example of how child stars can carve out a new path, finding purpose beyond the fame they experienced at a young age. Tempest Bledsoe. Tempest Bledsoe is best known for her portrayal of Vanessa Huxtable on The Cosby Show, 1984 to 1992, where she was the smart, often sassy middle child of the Huxtable family. Vanessa was relatable to many viewers, portraying a character who experienced the ups and downs of growing up in a loving but complex family. Throughout the show's 8-year run, Tempest's performance earned her a dedicated fan base and solidified her status as one of the standout stars of the series. However, after The Cosby Show ended, Tempest's career didn't follow the typical trajectory of many child stars. Rather than continuing to chase acting roles, Tempest made a conscious decision to focus on her education and life outside the spotlight. She attended New York University, where she studied to expand her knowledge beyond acting and also dabbled in different creative ventures. In 1995, she briefly hosted her own daytime talk show, The Tempest Bledsoe Show, but it was short-lived and failed to achieve major success. While Tempest did attempt to return to acting after that, the roles she landed were not as high-profile as her work on The Cosby Show. She appeared in a few TV guest spots and starred in a short-lived sitcom, The Tempest Bledsoe Show, 2012. But none of these projects gained the same widespread recognition. Tempest has often spoken about how content she was to step away from the intense pressures of Hollywood, and her interviews suggest she made peace with not seeking fame for fame's sake. She's found fulfillment in other areas of her life, including business and personal growth. Although she remains a well-respected figure in TV history, Tempest has embraced a quieter, more grounded lifestyle, choosing to live her life on her own terms. Lark Voorhees. Lark Voorhees is best known for her iconic role as Lisa Turtle on the beloved 90s sitcom Saved by the Bell, 1989 to 1993. As the wealthy, fashion-forward, and somewhat sassy friend of Kelly Zack and the gang, Lark's portrayal of Lisa became a fan favorite. Her character's quick wit, dramatic flair, and iconic style made her one of the standout figures on the show. As a result, Lark became a pop culture figure, and Saved by the Bell remains a nostalgic classic for many 90s kids. After the show ended, Lark appeared in several other TV shows and movies, but she struggled to shake off the image of Lisa Turtle. Much like many child actors who rise to fame with one iconic role, Lark found herself typecast, and Hollywood seemed to have trouble seeing her in any role other than the rich, fashionable teen. This made it difficult for her to transition into more diverse acting opportunities. In the early 2000s, Lark's career took a significant downturn, and she faced significant personal challenges. In 2011, it was revealed that Lark had been battling mental health issues, including a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Her public behavior and erratic interviews in the 2000s were attributed to these struggles. Fans and the media were shocked by her sudden disappearance from the public eye, and the lack of information about her health fueled speculation. Despite her challenges, Lark has made efforts to return to the spotlight. She appeared in the Saved by the Bell reboot in 2020, but her return was bittersweet as it was clear that she had been away from acting for many years. Although she never regained the same level of fame she had in the 90s, Lark's legacy as Lisa Turtle lives on, and she remains a beloved figure to fans of the classic show. Despite the hurdles she's faced, Lark Voorhees' story reflects the complex realities of fame, mental health, and the pressures that child stars often face. Karen Parsons. Karen Parsons is best remembered for her portrayal of Hilary Banks, the spoiled, fashionable cousin on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 1990 to 1996. Hilary, with her high-maintenance attitude and naive personality, was both funny and lovable, creating a perfect balance to the more grounded characters in the series. Karen's performance as Hilary made her one of the standout stars of the show, and her character's sharp wit and humorous lines made her a fan favorite. The success of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air catapulted Karen into the spotlight. But after the show's finale, Karen found herself struggling to break free from the image of Hilary. While The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air gave her significant fame, Karen was often typecast in similar roles after the show ended. Despite being eager to branch out and explore different characters, Karen struggled to find substantial acting opportunities that didn't resemble her role as the privileged comedic cousin. While she did appear in some films and television projects, none reached the level of fame she had experienced on Fresh Prince. Rather than continuing to chase Hollywood roles, Karen made a decision that would redefine her legacy. She turned to something more meaningful by founding the nonprofit organization Sweet Blackberry, which aims to educate children about lesser-known African-American heroes through animated films. Her passion for education and social impact led her to focus on creating projects that celebrated African-American history, ensuring that young children would learn about significant historical figures that aren't typically covered in textbooks. Karen's transition from acting to philanthropy and education reflects her desire to make a positive impact on the world, especially for children. Although her acting career did not reach the same heights after Fresh Prince, Karen's work with Sweet Blackberry has become her true legacy. She remains an influential figure, showing that there's more to life than Hollywood fame, and that impact can be made in meaningful, lasting ways. Alfonso Ribeiro. Alfonso Ribeiro, best known for his role as Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air 1990-1996, became one of television's most beloved characters. Carlton Will's preppy dance-loving cousin was famous for his quirky mannerisms, especially his now iconic Carlton dance. Alfonso's portrayal of Carlton earned him widespread recognition and affection from fans, making the character one of the standout comedic figures on the show. The Carlton dance itself became a viral sensation that lives on in pop culture, and Alfonso's impeccable comedic timing made him a household name. However, after The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air ended in 1996, Alfonso found it difficult to break away from his role as Carlton Banks. Despite having other acting opportunities, he struggled with being typecast in similar roles, with many casting directors unable to see him as anyone other than the buttoned-up, goofy cousin. As a result, Alfonso made a conscious decision to pivot his career and move away from acting. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Alfonso reinvented himself by stepping behind the camera and into the world of hosting. He became a television host, most notably for America's Funniest Home Videos, 2001 to 2005, and later Catch 21, 2008 to 2011. His success in hosting marked a major career shift, one that allowed him to remain in the public eye while taking on new, more diverse roles. His expertise in comedy and entertainment made him a natural fit for the hosting role, and his likable, relatable personality resonated with audiences. In 2014, Alfonso added another feather to his cap by winning Dancing with the Stars, showcasing his dance skills, once again this time on a much grander stage. His victory on the show was a reminder of how far he had come from his Carlton Banks days, demonstrating his versatility and ability to reinvent himself in the entertainment world. Today, Alfonso Ribeiro continues to entertain audiences, often reminding fans of his roots while proving that with talent and determination, actors can evolve and succeed in new ventures. His career is a testament to adaptability and perseverance, and he remains a beloved figure in entertainment. Sherry Headley. Sherry Headley is best known for her role as Lisa McDowell in the 1988 blockbuster Coming to America, where she captured hearts as the beautiful and intelligent love interest of Eddie Murphy's character, Prince Akeem. Headley's portrayal of Lisa, the strong-willed and independent woman who ultimately chooses love over wealth, became an iconic part of the film's charm. Her performance not only added depth to the film, but also made her a household name and solidified her as one of the most beloved actresses of the late 80s. Despite the success of Coming to America, Sherry Headley's career never truly reached the heights that many expected. After the film's release, she didn't land any major movie roles as significant as her debut. Instead, she found herself mostly appearing in television guest spots and soap operas. She had notable roles in shows like All My Children and The Haves and The Have-Nots, where she made a mark with her performances, but her big-screen career never took off as expected. Part of the reason for her limited exposure was the scarcity of leading roles for Black actresses in the late 80s and 90s, especially those that didn't fit into stereotypical molds. Hollywood had little to offer Sherry in terms of substantial film opportunities, and it was clear that despite her talent, the industry wasn't ready to offer her the kind of roles that would make her a major star. Rather than chase fame, Sherry focused on a quieter life. She took time off to raise her family and spent more years out of the spotlight. While Coming to America remains a timeless classic and a major part of her legacy, Sherry's decision to live a more private and family-oriented life allowed her to maintain her personal happiness. In recent years, she reprised her role as Lisa McDowell in the 2021 sequel Coming to America, much to the delight of fans who had always adored her. Although she remains an icon in the minds of many, Sherry Headley's story is one of finding peace away from the public's gaze and making a significant impact with limited opportunities. Dwayne Jones. Dwayne Jones is most famously known for his groundbreaking role as Ben in the 1968 cult classic Night of the Living Dead, where he played one of the first Black protagonists in a major Hollywood horror film. His portrayal of Ben, a calm, intelligent, and strong-willed hero trying to survive a zombie apocalypse, was groundbreaking in its representation of black characters in film. At the time, black actors were typically relegated to stereotypical or secondary roles, but Dwayne's performance shattered those norms, making him an unexpected but essential figure in the genre. His character was not just the hero of the story. He was also depicted as a complex, fully realized person, which was a rarity for black characters in Hollywood. Despite the significance of his role in Night of the Living Dead, Dwayne Jones's career never reached the heights that many would have expected. After the film's success, he struggled to find roles that didn't typecast him, or failed to live up to the groundbreaking nature of his performance as Ben. Hollywood in the late 1960s and early 1970s did not offer many leading roles for black actors, and Dwayne's desire to avoid playing stereotypes or secondary characters made it even harder to secure work. Dwayne chose a different path and largely retreated from the Hollywood machine. He didn't pursue a career in mainstream films, but instead focused on stage acting and worked behind the scenes in theater. He became a college professor and taught literature, turning to education as a way to make an impact. Dwayne's decision to leave Hollywood was partly due to the limited opportunities available to black actors at the time and his refusal to compromise his artistic integrity for roles that did not resonate with him. Though Dwayne's acting career may have been short-lived in terms of mainstream success, his legacy as the first black horror film hero lives on, and his choice to leave Hollywood for a life of education and personal fulfillment stands as a powerful statement about his values. Dwayne passed away in 1988, but Night of the Living Dead continues to be celebrated with his role as Ben marking a significant turning point in film history. His story is one of courage, independence, and a refusal to accept anything less than meaningful roles, even if that meant stepping away from the spotlight entirely. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett became a household name for his role as Jamal Lyon on the hit TV series Empire 2015 to 2019, where he portrayed a talented, openly gay musician in a powerful, dramatic family saga. Jussie's portrayal of Jamal, especially in a groundbreaking role for a black LGBTQ+ character, earned him critical acclaim and a massive fan base. As a rising star, Smollett became a symbol of representation for LGBTQ+ individuals in mainstream television, breaking barriers in an industry that often marginalized queer characters. His musical talent, on-screen presence, and activism on behalf of the LGBTQ+ community made him a favorite, and he garnered several award nominations for his work. However, Smollett's career took a shocking turn in 2019 when he was involved in a highly publicized scandal. Smollett claimed he was the victim of a racially motivated homophobic hate crime in Chicago, an attack that he alleged occurred late at night in January. The incident was met with an outpouring of support from celebrities, activists, and fans. But as the investigation unfolded, evidence began to suggest that Smollett had staged the attack himself. In February 2019, authorities accused him of filing a false police report and orchestrating the hoax in an attempt to gain publicity and increase his salary on Empire. Smollett was arrested and charged with multiple felony counts for filing a false police report, leading to a dramatic legal battle. Though he initially denied the accusations, the case culminated in his conviction in 2021. Smollett was sentenced to jail time, probation, and community service, and his once promising career in Hollywood was effectively halted. His role on Empire was written out, and he became a polarizing figure in the public eye. While some continue to support him, claiming he was a victim of injustice, others believe his actions irreparably damaged his reputation and career. Jussie Smollett's story is a cautionary tale of fame, privilege, and the devastating consequences of one moment's deception. Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown was a popular Disney Channel star who rose to fame with his role as Eddie Thomas on That's So Raven 2003-2007. The show, which centered around Raven Simone's character Raven Baxter and her psychic abilities, was a massive hit, and Orlando became a fan favorite as Raven's goofy yet lovable best friend. His character's antics and offbeat humor brought a unique charm to the series, making him a household name among young viewers. Orlando's time on That's So Raven marked the pinnacle of his fame, and he quickly became a beloved figure in Disney's roster of stars. However, after the show ended, Orlando's life and career took a dramatic downturn. Instead of continuing to ride the wave of success, he struggled with a series of personal and legal issues that overshadowed his career. As Orlando's fame faded, he found himself in trouble with the law. Multiple arrests, including for drug possession, domestic violence, and other charges, began to tarnish his once promising future. His erratic behavior in public interviews and on social media further alienated him from the industry. In 2018, an appearance on Dr. Phil shocked viewers as Orlando's incoherent and bizarre behavior raised concerns about his mental health and well-being. Orlando later admitted that his struggles with fame and the pressures of being in the public eye, along with issues related to his mental health and substance abuse, contributed to his erratic behavior. Despite attempts to rehabilitate his image, Orlando never returned to the level of stardom he once had. However, he made efforts to turn his life around, going to rehab and talking openly about his struggles with addiction. As of recent years, Orlando has largely stayed out of the public eye, focusing on rebuilding his personal life. While his career may never return to the heights it once reached, Orlando Brown's story serves as a reminder of the harsh realities many child stars face when their time in the spotlight fades, and they must grapple with personal demons that overshadow their fame. Kel Mitchell. Kel Mitchell is best known for his role as the lovable, soda-obsessed teenager Kel Kimball on the hit 90s Nickelodeon show Kenan and Kel, 1996-2000. Alongside his comedic partner Kenan Thompson, Kel became a television icon with his infectious humor, his iconic catchphrase, "I do love orange soda," and his ability to light up the screen with his high-energy performances. His breakout role made him one of the most popular figures on children's television during the late 90s, and his fame reached its peak with the success of Kenan and Kel, a series that earned him a large and loyal fan base. Kel also starred in the 1997 film Good Burger, based on the popular sketch from All That, where he played the role of Ed, a quirky fast food worker. The film became a cult classic, further cementing his place in pop culture. With his successful television career, it seemed like Kel Mitchell was poised for a long, prosperous career in Hollywood. However, after Kenan and Kel ended, Kel's career took a different path. While Kenan Thompson continued to rise in fame as a cast member of Saturday Night Live, Kel found it difficult to secure major acting roles. Despite attempts to branch out, including appearances on other TV shows and films, Kel struggled to find projects that matched the success of his earlier work. In the early 2000s, Kel's career began to slow down, and he decided to explore other ventures outside of acting. During this time, Kel focused on his personal life, faith, and even started a family. He later became more involved in behind-the-scenes work, including writing and directing. Kel also found success in the world of voice acting and continued to maintain a presence within the entertainment industry, though in a less public way than in his Nickelodeon days. In recent years, he made a comeback to the spotlight, starring in the All That reboot and participating in various nostalgic events for fans of his 90s work. Today, Kel Mitchell is content with balancing his family life, his faith, and his acting career, staying true to his roots, while also finding new opportunities in the entertainment world. His journey shows how child stars can evolve and find success on their own terms. Taimak. Taimak is best known for his portrayal of Leroy Green, or Bruce Leroy, in the 1985 cult classic The Last Dragon, a film that combined martial arts, Motown music, and the fantastical world of superheroes. Taimak's character, a young martial artist on a journey to find the glow, was a breakout role that perfectly showcased his real-life martial arts skills. The movie, which blended action and comedy with a pop culture sensibility, became a cult favorite and is still remembered for its memorable characters, including Taimak's Leroy, who represented the archetype of the underdog hero. The Last Dragon earned a special place in pop culture, and Taimak became an instant star after the film's release. His martial arts abilities and charisma made him a fan favorite, and many believed that Taimak was destined for a major career in action films, following in the footsteps of martial arts legends like Bruce Lee. However, despite his promising start, Taimak struggled to find similar roles that capitalized on his talent and appeal. After the success of The Last Dragon, Taimak found himself faced with a difficult choice. Hollywood had trouble seeing him in anything other than the heroic martial artist role, and the types of roles that came his way often didn't match the kind of work he was hoping to do. He was offered several action movie parts, but many of them were stereotypical roles that did not give him the chance to showcase his full range as an actor. Taimak's career, unfortunately, did not take off the way many had expected. Rather than continue to fight for a place in the action movie world, Taimak took a different path. He began working behind the scenes, focusing on producing and directing. Additionally, Taimak spent a lot of time working with youth programs, teaching martial arts, and mentoring young people. His decision to walk away from Hollywood's narrow focus on his previous role allowed him to find personal fulfillment outside the limelight. While The Last Dragon remains Taimak's most iconic role, he has appeared in a few other films and TV shows over the years. Though he didn't have the blockbuster career that many had anticipated, Taimak's lasting impact from The Last Dragon still resonates with fans who cherish the film's unique blend of martial arts and fantasy. Taimak's journey is one of a star who shone brightly in one film and then stepped into a quieter, more meaningful life, where he continues to share his talents and stay connected to the martial arts community. Quentin Aaron. Quentin Aaron gained widespread recognition for his role as Michael "Big Mike" O'Hare in the 2009 Oscar-winning film The Blind Side, where he portrayed the real-life story of a homeless young man who was adopted by a wealthy family and went on to become an NFL star. The film, starring Sandra Bullock, was a massive success, and Quentin's portrayal of Big Mike with his towering frame and gentle demeanor earned him critical acclaim for his authentic and heartfelt performance. His role as O'Hare, a quiet, kind-hearted individual, resonated deeply with audiences, and many expected Quentin's career to soar after such a major breakthrough. However, despite his stellar performance and the film's success, Quentin Aaron struggled to capitalize on his newfound fame. Hollywood seemed to be unable to see past his imposing physical presence, often offering him stereotypical roles such as bouncers or bodyguards. Although Quentin repeatedly expressed his desire to take on more diverse roles that showcased his acting range, the opportunities never seemed to materialize. He struggled with being typecast, as casting directors found it difficult to envision him in roles outside of the big guy archetype. After The Blind Side, Quentin continued to work in smaller films and TV projects, but none of them reached the same level of fame or recognition. In an effort to find purpose outside of Hollywood, Quentin shifted focus to working behind the scenes. He began exploring production, and also became involved in motivational speaking and anti-bullying campaigns, using his platform to inspire others who face adversity. Quentin's decision to leave Hollywood behind and focus on causes close to his heart shows his commitment to making a difference, even if it meant walking away from the limelight. Quentin Aaron's career in Hollywood may not have matched the expectations set after The Blind Side, but his story serves as a reminder of how challenging it can be for actors, especially those who don't fit conventional industry molds, to find continued success. Yet Quentin remains a testament to resilience, carving out a fulfilling life for himself outside the pressure of fame. Ahmed Best. Ahmed Best is best known for his controversial role as the voice and motion capture performer behind Jar Jar Binks, the iconic Gungan character in Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace, 1999. Jar Jar was meant to bring comic relief to the film and introduce a unique, somewhat goofy character into the Star Wars universe. However, instead of becoming a beloved figure, Jar Jar faced significant backlash from audiences who criticized the character for being annoying, over the top, and racially insensitive. The negative reception to Jar Jar's portrayal caused a wave of vitriol directed at Ahmed Best, despite the fact that he was merely fulfilling the vision of the filmmakers. In the years following the release of The Phantom Menace, Ahmed Best's career took a sharp downturn. The intense backlash against Jar Jar Binks was not just directed at the character, but also at the actor who portrayed him. Ahmed received a great deal of hate mail, online threats, and verbal abuse. The backlash took a severe toll on his mental health, and he later admitted that at one point he even contemplated self-harm due to the immense public scorn he faced. Despite the hardships, Ahmed Best remained active in the entertainment industry, albeit in a less public-facing role. After The Phantom Menace, he worked on various behind-the-scenes projects and continued to provide his talents for other motion capture and voice roles. Ahmed's most significant return to the Star Wars universe came years later when he appeared in The Mandalorian 2019 and provided a cameo for fans to finally see the actor behind the infamous character. This was a redemptive moment for Ahmed, allowing him to reclaim a small piece of the legacy that had been so unfairly tainted by the character. Today, Ahmed Best is recognized not only as the actor behind Jar Jar Binks, but also as a symbol of resilience in the face of online hate and public criticism. His story reflects the dangers of internet mob mentality and how even beloved franchises can have a dark side that impacts the actors involved. While Jar Jar Binks may remain one of the most polarizing figures in Star Wars history, Ahmed Best's journey is a reminder of the complexities of fame, the long-lasting effects of public judgment, and the importance of mental health. Todd Bridges. Todd Bridges is best known for his role as Willis Jackson on the classic 70s sitcom Different Strokes 1978 to 1986, where he played the charming and often wise older brother to Gary Coleman's Arnold Jackson. Todd's performance as Willis made him one of the most beloved child stars of his time, and Different Strokes became a cultural phenomenon. The show dealt with issues like adoption, race, and family dynamics, and Todd's portrayal of Willis helped shape the way black families were represented on television during that era. However, after Different Strokes ended, Todd Bridges' career took a tragic turn. Like many child stars, Todd faced the challenges of transitioning from adolescence to adulthood in an industry that often didn't know how to handle former child stars. Hollywood was reluctant to cast Todd in serious adult roles, and his career stalled. In addition to professional struggles, Todd was grappling with personal issues, including substance abuse. His battles with addiction and legal issues, including arrests for drug possession and assault, became public knowledge, and he found himself in and out of rehab. At one point, he faced the media's harsh scrutiny, with tabloids frequently covering his personal turmoil. Despite the downward spiral, Todd Bridges eventually found a path to redemption. In the early 2000s, he sought help for his addiction and began working on getting his life back on track. He became an advocate for drug rehabilitation and recovery, sharing his experiences to help others who struggled with addiction. Todd also returned to acting, appearing in various TV shows, including guest spots on Everybody Hates Chris, and participating in reality TV, including Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. Though his career never regained the same momentum as it had during his Different Strokes days, Todd Bridges became a symbol of resilience and redemption. His journey was one of overcoming tremendous personal adversity and making a comeback despite the odds. Todd's ability to confront his struggles and rise above them has made him a powerful advocate for those facing similar battles. His legacy, while not defined by his childhood stardom, reflects the complexity of growing up in the public eye and the difficult journey of reclaiming one's life and career after fame fades. Today, Todd Bridges continues to inspire others with his story of recovery and redemption, proving that even the darkest of times can lead to a brighter future. In Hollywood, many black actors skyrocketed to fame with one memorable role, only to vanish from the spotlight just as quickly. These stars, including Jaleel White, Gary Coleman, and Kesha Knight Pulliam, captured our hearts with their unforgettable performances, yet their careers often faltered once the cameras stopped rolling. What factors led to their disappearance? Was it typecasting, personal struggles, or simply the fickle nature of Hollywood? Share your thoughts below, and let us know which actor's story shocked you the most. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence for more insightful discussions.